Hi all, this is Madhumathi, Assistant Professor, Department of Food Technology, SNS College of Technology. So, from the continuation of the last lecture series, this is also the same on the processing of spices. So, continuation of those some few major spices and minor spices, and as well as the plantation crop. So, in this PPT, let us see something about ginger processing. So, ginger. So, as we all know, it is one of the most important spice come medicinal plant, and it is like traced back through Greek gingerbread to Sanskrit Ginerva, the name of the ginger. It is really of from the Dravidian origin, and this belongs to the family Gingeraceae. And most varieties of ginger are Nadia, Maran, China, Vianad, Kurumpadi, Suruchi, and so on. So this is just a brief introduction about ginger. So coming to the since ginger is like a rhizome, the aerial stem is the pseudostem and the rhizome, and the it is a ginger is a modified stem for the storage of the food materials. So this rhizome is a material that is used for propagation, vegetative propagation, and also each node has an axillary bud, and the pseudostem will consist of the narrow leaves on the short petioles arranged in the dioecious manner. So in this slide, this shows the production status of the various countries, that is the how much area they cultivate and how much production and the productivity status in tons per hectare is given here. So as per this this table, the maximum the area where they cultivate is in the country Nigeria only. They cultivate in the area of 191 hectares, and where the production is but less production, only 134 tons is being produced, whereas the highest production is aimed only in India. So the area is lesser, but still the productivity and the production is comparatively little higher. And the state-wise production status, when we look for it, so this Nagaland, Meghalaya, Kerala, Arunachal Pradesh and Orissa, they give maximum of 60% of production, and Orissa is the highest area among them, and Meghalaya stands in the second place and the Kerala third. So coming to this, how we process the the post harvest. So before going to the post harvest, let's see something about the pre harvesting of the ginger. So first is the harvesting, how it is done. So like late in the month of September only, these plants will start to flower. So it is like ready for harvest in the 8th month after planting, when the leaves turns yellow and starts drying up gradually. So they say it is like it needs nearly 8 months after planting. And fresh ginger harvested at 170 to 180 days after planting can be used for preparing a salted ginger form. So young ginger is harvested before the rhizome develops a high fiber content. So for high oleoresin, also harvesting nearly 220 to 240 app is suitable. And for dry ginger also, the mature rhizomes after 8 months have to be harvested. So the principal measurements, like how we detect, is the age of the leaves and the size of the bulb. We can we can judge that the ginger has attained for harvesting. So in summary, the best harvest time for each end use is: for fresh consumption 5 months, for preserved ginger nearly 5 to 7 months, for dried ginger it takes nearly 8 to 9 months, and for essential oil 8 to 9 months production. Next is the retting. So retting process is done from the dried berries only. So early harvested ginger still has few vigorous green stem attached to the rhizome. So what happens is this ginger rhizomes can be harvested by hand with a modified potato digger, or mechanically by using a tractor pulled cutter bar that cuts the major roots and lifts the ginger stool. So care should be taken that it does not injure the ginger while harvesting. and excess soil and the roots should be removed by hand before placing the bulbs in the field container. And we have to make sure that the harvested ginger has to be pre-graded in the field, and any unmarketable or damaged one have to be discarded before marketing. And this harvested ginger should be placed directly into the strong well ventilated wooden or plastic field that creates that I mean on the field crates for the removal from the field. And the transport of the ginger in mesh sacks will result in skin damage due to rubbing of the delicate skin. So in traditional method, what they do is fresh rhizome should be washed and cleaned from other debris, shots and the roots, and then they are kept for sun drying. Alternatively, sometimes they are scrap peeled, or they are sliced prior to drying process. And this peeling uh, or scrapping is mainly done for reducing drying time, thus to minimize the mold growth fermentation. So this is the overall process of process flowchart of the ginger rhizomes. That is, we have already seen the harvesting rhizomes at the month of 8 to 9 months, then we are washing. And there are two methods, like dipping in boiling water at 10 minutes and so soaking for nearly 6 to 12 hours in normal water. And whereas in dipping in boiling water, they take it and dry to 7 to 12% moisture content, and they dry storage it to 15 degrees Celsius. Whereas just by soaking in water for 6 to 12 hours, after soaking they remove it and go in for peeling or scraping of the extra layer that is present, and they again give another washing to in removal of the dust, dirt and other means that are adhered with the ginger. And then they go in for drying, where the moisture content of the rhizome is being reduced for safe dry storage. Then bleaching is done, then drying and storage. So coming to the washing, as I already told, it is done mainly to remove the adhered mud and the dirt in order to reduce the microbial load. So recommended fungicides like benomyl or the thiabendazole are being used for the fungicide removal treatment. Then why peeling? Peeling actually it is like one of the prerequisites by which the barrier to evaporation or transportation of the moisture within the rhizomes is being removed by the process of peeling. So mainly for the hand peeling, the knives have been assisted for it. Mechanical peeler are also being used by use of abrasive action. Next, the bleaching is mainly done by washing it with the plain water for 2 to 3 hours. Then they are being kept steeped into the 1.5 to 2% of the calcium oxide, that is low saline solution, for about 6 hours. Then after soaking it, they are draining and they are sun drying on the mat for the cement floor. And then drying, this is one of the most important steps in the process of process, where the initial moisture content is being reduced to the safe storage level. Okay. And sun drying here, it is adopted where chances of contamination is more during sun drying. Nearly for the process sun drying, it takes nearly 8 to 10% for the peeled rhizomes. So unpeeled rhizomes means it takes more than 20 days for the reducing the moisture content. And for the use of that, they adopt the fast solar dry or a standard solar dry under oxygen temperature, maintain the flow at 60 degrees Celsius. So in this diagram, you can see a mechanical dryer or dehydration adapter technology is being used for the drying of ginger. And this is one of the spray dryers that was being used for nearly 10 hours at 60 degrees Celsius to bring down the moisture content from 90 to 11%. So during storage, there will be huge loss occurring. Nearly in stored ginger, 10 to 15% will be lost due to rotting, sprouting, rooting or the shriveling process that is taking place due to the storage conditions. So proper techniques has to be maintained. So if we take the difference, look into the difference between the fresh ginger and the dry ginger. So fresh ginger highly susceptible for storage. It needs only low temperature storage, much preferred, and mainly it is stored in polythene bags with 2% ventilation. Was nearly enough with the minimum dehydration compared to the cardboard box and the other containers. So this is about the fresh ginger. Dry ginger is it is usually stored in gunny bags in godowns by the wholesalers or some commission agents, and it is like highly susceptible to insect infestation, and due to that wastage like 30% was estimated during the monsoon. So in the godowns they go in for fumigation method in order to control the losses. At last cleaning operation is done in order to give a fresh better product to the sale in the market, and other extraneous foreign matter has been removed, and for it they use air screen separator or rotary knife cutter screen separator destoner for the extraneous matter. At last it main most important operation is like packing them in gunny bags for local and distant markets, whereas in polythene laminated gunny bags for the dry ginger. And whole ginger is mainly packed in single gunny bags, and like it is exported in two forms, whole form and the grounded form. So this is about ginger process. Thank you.